Hello citizen of the world, welcome to channel. You are one step closer to become a front-end expert with this video. Alright, in this video we're gonna take a look how to use useMemo and useCallback hooks. These are memoization functions in React that can help our app performance better. So let's open up a terminal to set up our project. I'm gonna sit into my desktop and I have a YouTube folder in my desktop. I'm gonna sit into that and then I'm gonna run npx create react app. Let's say memo and callback as a project name, and I'm gonna pass template flag because I want to create this in TypeScript, and press enter, and I'll see you guys once this installed. So the project installation is complete. I'm gonna cd into my folder cd, and I'm gonna write code dot, so it's gonna open up that in Visual Studio Code for me. So everything is cleared up right now. Let's open up our terminal by saying new terminal, and let's say yarn start or npm start, whatever you wanna say it. And this is our bare React application, and I'll just clear this header section and continue as it is. Okay, let's assume that we have list of items, and let's call it data. And in this data array, we have objects, which are basically some vegetables and fruits. And we have price and kilogram in this object. And let's say that we would like to calculate the total price of, let's say, H1, total price. And I'm gonna create a bold tag, and I'm gonna say total price, and this total price is going to be a state, local state, and initially 0. So I would like to calculate the total price of this whole thing that I bought, and let's use the bad practice first and see how we can improve that bad practice with useMemo and useCallback functions. So what we can do here is we can use effect to calculate the total price, and we can say const price equal to basket, but we need to have the basket state. I forgot that basket, and initially it's gonna have the data which I defined here. Basket.reduce, it's gonna take a callback function. It's gonna have previous value, it's gonna have current value, and previous value is going to be the value that is already calculated, previous value plus, and I would like to calculate the money I paid for each vegetable or fruit by multiplying price and kilogram. So I'm gonna do current value dot kilogram times current value dot price, and I need to pass an initial value which is gonna be 0, and it's gonna return me the total price that I paid for the whole of these objects. And once the calculation is done, I can say set total price, and I'm gonna be able to see my price here. If I save, as you can see, total price is calculated as 38.5. Let's render out our items as well. Basket.map item index. Let's put them in a div code item.name, and then bold tag $, item dot price time item dot kilogram, and save it. So as you can see, I'm now able to see how much I paid per item that I bought. So if you sum up these values, you'll be able to reach out this 38.5 is. Let's put a button here. Let's say add new item, and on click of that, let's put our new item here as a new constant object. Let's say that we would like to add blueberry to our basket. Let's go on and create an inline function here, which is again a bad practice to follow. You should not do that in your production applications. If you are interested to learn about best practices in React, leave a comment down below. I'm gonna create a video about that. I have a few great tips about best practices in React. So what I'll do here, set basket, and I'm gonna spread the current basket items, and I'm gonna add the new item here and save. So if you watched the previous video about the one use effect usage, you'll know that once I click the add item, this value is not gonna be recalculated. Let's try it out. And it's still 38.5, as you can see, even though we added the item. The reason for that is we didn't pass the basket to the dependency array, so that once this basket change, it's gonna rerun the whole thing inside of it and recalculate the value of price and set total price once again. Sorry, if I save now, as you can see, it already changed, but let's refresh our page and add item. As you can see, as soon as we edit the item, the value is changed. And let's try to remove an item here. Let's add a button here and delete, let's say, to it. And on click of this button, let's do a delete operation. Let's try to filter out, sorry, set basket, let's say prev items, prev items dot filter, sorry, filter item prev that id not equal item. I cannot write today. Item.id. If I close this up, you'll be able to see better. So here what I do, I'm getting previous items with a callback function inside the set basket, and basically within this prev items, I'm applying a filter here. Sorry. Save, and I need to pass key here index, which is again a best practice to follow. Let's refresh just in case. If I delete this, as you can see, the item, the total price is recalculated, and it updated the list as well. Like again, I can delete, add item, delete, add item, delete, add item, delete, add item. As you can see, it is working fine. No problem there. So this is how not to do it. Basically, this is a very bad way to, write this whole logic. Let's change this whole section with a best practices to follow, and let's go and let's copy this, and I'm gonna remove here. I'm gonna remove the total price here from here as well. Let's do count total, sorry, total price, and my basket dot reduce gonna run inside the useMemo function, and I'm gonna import useMemo from React, and I'm gonna have a dependency here. Okay, this is an inline function. I have an empty dependency array here. Now, if I refresh, as you can see, our total price is still calculated correctly, 38.5. You can use useMemo for calculating an expensive function value, return value. Once you done with your logic inside useMemo function here, you need to return a value. It memoizes the value and recalculates accordingly. And that's why we have the total price as a value here. And useCallback, on the other hand, is used for memoizing the functions. And you can, again, you are gonna again pass a function inside useCallback, which you will see in a bit, and then it's gonna rerun the whole function in a memoized way when you need it to run again that function. Currently, these calculations, the calculation that we are doing, it's not that expensive. But if you imagine that you have a like software as a service project, like a big project where like hundreds of developers may be working on them, and you need to calculate a very expensive function, you need to follow these best practices and use these hooks. So for delete item, let's go on and do handle delete, and let's pass item.id. And if we say const handle delete and use callback, we're gonna need an ID here. We need to import use callback, and instead of item.id, we're gonna say ID. And let's remove the dependency array and save. Let's try to add an item we already have. This add new item here. If I add, it's not gonna recalculate the total price because I passed an empty dependency array, and it's just gonna run once, and that's it. It's again valid for use callback. If I try to delete an item, as you can see, nothing is happening for total price because we are, even though setting the set basket here, it doesn't affect the total price here because it doesn't have the basket state variable inside its dependency array. So if I pass the basket here and save, let's refresh. Now, as you can see, the total price is updated accordingly. Here, normally, in this case, I don't need to pass any dependency array because once an item is removed and changed here, this section already has its handle delete callback inside of it, let's say. But for better practice, you can pass set basket and basket values here, and then once you add an item, as you can see, it does what it needs to. Pretty much this is how you use callback and useMemo. As I said before, let's summarize it. The useMemo is used for returning a memoized value, and useCallback is used for returning a memoized function. And you need to pass a dependency value in the dependency array if you wanted this section to recalculate it, rerun. In the previous video, I mentioned about context API example, context API video. That's gonna be coming later in the week. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and leave a comment down below what you would like to see about React in the future videos. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.